we made it to the end of fall. Let's walk around the garden and give you a tour of those fall interest plants that looked really good. They looked great at the beginning of fall. And guess what? They are still looking so good right now. And we're only 4 days away until the winter, and I'm pretty sure they're going to still look great in the winter. Today is Wednesday, and Sunday is going to be the first day of winter. I would like to show you these so you could add them to your garden if you did not have them, knowing that these plants will last from start to finish in the fall, giving you nice interest feature. Let's give you an overview of this whole space in the front here. You probably saw this earlier in the background, so here they are. This is our Hydrangea Macrophyllas. Still looking so beautiful with their fall interest bloom heads. You can see if you have a green background, the bloom heads pick up really well. And they also have a beautiful structural interest as well. Same with the Japanese maple in the back. And of course, as you know, Japanese maples always look so good. Doesn't matter what season it is. All right, we have more hydrangeas. These are oak leaf hydrangeas. These are called Semi's Beauty oak leaf hydrangeas. They do not disappoint at all from start of fall and until now. Not until now, I mean, they still look really good. And next to it, the little lime hydrangeas. Look how beautiful they look when the lighting is just right. Just imagine if you had bigger plants, bigger bush. Not disappointing at all. So you cannot go wrong with the hydrangeas. The reason they also look great is because of their structure. The contrast between the little lime and the oak leaf is that this guy, the little lime hydrangea, you don't see barely any leaves. So here, just bloom heads, but with the oak leaf, you still have the leaves and the bloom heads. Next we have this Admiral Semi's native azalea, also known as the Deciduous azalea. So mid-fall, the leaves were orangey red in color. Now the leaves have mostly fallen off, leaving beautiful buds. And I think they add fall interest as well. So this plant will give us fall interest and winter interest. Look at that, isn't that so beautiful? And I think these are the calyxes. They themselves give us fall interest as well. A lot of fall interest plants, if you place them correctly, they could add another layer of interest for you. For example, if this plant were to have evergreen in the background, it would be a lot more striking. All right, next one up is this Rose Creek Abelia. I believe earlier in the fall, beginning of fall and mid-fall, these were a lot richer in color. I believe they were probably on the reddish side, but now that we are approaching winter, those calyxes have turned more of a brown color, but look at all of them. They still look so beautiful with their structure. So beautiful. And next to that is our basil, annual basil, and it is still looking beautiful from beginning of fall and still looking beautiful right now. And they are beautiful because of their structural seed heads. Started off as bloom heads, but now they are full of seeds. Of course, another Japanese maple right there. Beautiful structural interest from the beginning of fall to the end of fall, and it will also give us winter interest. I do want to point out the lemongrasses. They have shown variations in colors from the beginning of fall until now. I believe in the beginning of fall you saw some reddish, and because of some cold nights, they have turned more of a brown color. And of course, they look like they are dying at the leaf stage or at the leaf section. Look at all the lemongrasses. Beautiful fall interest of the lemongrass. As mentioned, they have changed in color. Now it's more of the color of dead leaves, but still not bad, giving us structural interest, a little bit of fall color there. But yeah, from the beginning of fall to middle to now. At the last video, I don't think we fully saw the beautiful color of these Amsonia Hubrichtii. I think it was like 1 to 2 days after that video, all of these turned a beautiful yellow color. But now it's the end of fall and they have become crispy, but nevertheless, still some color there, some fall interest. Not the best fall interest at the end of the fall season, but still a little bit there in case you wanted to add this to your garden. This is what they look like at the end of fall. Again, with any fall interest plants, you just have to place them correctly so that even though they look brown like that, they could still stand out. You can see that we have a lot of brown mulch around, so that's not doing them any service. But if we go here, looks better against the yellow background. And right there with the green background. All right, we are at the pollinator garden. We'll give you an overview. More lemongrasses. This is autumn Joy Sedum. It has given us fall interest from the beginning. From the beginning of fall, that is. Here's another one. We'll give you other images from other spots as well. We got Basil right there. These guys are the Zinnia Elegans. They don't look bad, but as mentioned, if there were evergreen interest plants around in close proximity to them, they would look so much better, which means that they would pop. Right now, with the mulch background, they don't look too good. If we had the right lighting, it would improve their beauty, of course. But I still like them. They don't look the most attractive, but they do offer that fall interest. And they have been doing that since the beginning of fall. You'll see some variations in color from the start until now, but still looking good if you would like to add those. Those are actually annuals. Basil, annual as well, and the autumn Joy Sedum, it is a perennial. I know some people don't agree, but I do like these Coreopsis. They just look like curly hair, right? I don't know. They just look really interesting to me. I know that if they have been placed at a better location with maybe more evergreen interest, you know, where you have evergreen interest as ground covers and maybe some height behind them as well, they would look so much better. But around this area, it's hard to plant something that's more upright and bigger because we have drainage pipes underneath. So that is why I have not planted anything substantial here with extensive root system. We're at the top of the hillside garden, and we still have some fall interest plants that have been giving us fall interest since the beginning. This is the Coreopsis as well. You can see how better it looks over here with the evergreen interest around it. This tag always comes out. Hopefully you can see that better. So it has more of a stature over here with the evergreens around and some hardscape structure there. And of course you see the other autumn Joy Sedum looking spectacular. And who knew that blueberry could give us beautiful fall interest? So at the beginning of fall, you probably did not see a lot of the color that you see now. In the middle of fall, you start to see more yellow, I believe more orange as well, and now you see more of the reds as we are heading towards winter. Can you just imagine if you had like a big blueberry bush and place it in the correct spot? It would just stand out so beautifully. Right here, not so bad. I placed it here so that it would be safe from deer browsing and deer grazing. And I thought that having the fencing in the background would help and excuse the all those structures down there, which are not helping to make the blueberries stand out beautifully. So let's see, right there. That's a good shot of it. Another interesting thing is this right here. This is Shaker's Prayer Siberian Iris. I think that's what it's called. And it has been giving us fall interest since the beginning with variations in colors. So at the end of fall, this is what it looks like. Not disappointing at all, giving us beautiful fall interest, and it really does help with the greens around them. If you did not have those green plants, they would not look as attractive, especially because they are low to the ground, like ground covers. All right, case in point, this is the Iris insata. It's flatter to the ground. The color is not as striking as the other iris, more of a one-tone color, but having the evergreens in the background have helped them to look better. But if we were to look from this side, not so good. I think if the colors were to be a little bit better, like the other iris, and if it weren't so floppy, basically really no shape to it. Let's show you this one again. Even though they are low to the ground, they are some structure to them, like they're little circles, right? And you have the darker brown, and then you have the yellow color underneath. So together they add nice contrast. If we go back to this one, they don't have a consistent shape. This one is more like this. This one is more like this. So not consistent as the other iris. That is something for you to consider. All right, so we are at the coral bark Japanese maple, and I believe I mentioned that I wanted to show you this at the end of fall. You can see some reds. I think at the middle of fall you saw some beautiful leaves. Now the leaves are gone, and supposedly you're supposed to see red branches or twigs. Depending on where you're looking, you can notice. But they're not like the bright red that you would expect from a coral bark. That's why it is called a coral bark, so you could see the red color. It's a possibility that this Japanese maple gets more shade, therefore it does not give the bright reddish color bark. And we're talking about the new growth. Anyway, sorry about that. Just wanted you to see what this guy looks like at the end of fall. Well, we are back at our original spot, so you could see the plants that have been looking so beautiful from the beginning of fall, and they are still looking beautiful now. What you also notice is that they all have some kind of beautiful structure, and I think the structure really adds to the fall interest. And of course, they're going to provide beautiful winter interest as well. If you don't mind, if you have plants in your own garden that do look really good from the beginning of fall until the end of fall, and of course we're talking about fall interest plants, please write in the comments section down below. I know that we would like to add them to our wish list if we don't have them already in our own garden. So with that, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it helpful. And until the next one, I hope you take care. Bye for now.